So the scene kicks off with Nick A-15 chilling inside of Bumblebee, getting ready to return back to base after Ratchet tells them that it's way too dangerous to be racing on the road. But what they didn't know was that Megatron had completely different plans for them today, because he pulls up on his ship and immediately catches Raph and Bumblebee lacking by shooting lasers at them. And my guy Bumblebee tries maneuvering around Megatron's lasers, but it only takes a few blasts until Bumblebee gets electrocuted and wiped off of the road by Megatron. But not only that, we see Raph in the very back slumped over, and it looks like he might be cooked for good. Like bro, Megatron is actually diabolical. He really packed up Raph before he even made it to elementary school. Why is he beefing with a 6-year-old? He needs a job. So Megatron leaves the area casually, like he didn't just catch 2 bodies, but then he pulls up on the Autobots to let them know that he's standing on business, one-man army. Like we all know, Starscream can't fight to save his life. He has the exact same build as Kevin Durant. So for all we know, Megatron is queued up for solo squads. He has to take matters into his own hands by himself. And then all of a sudden, Bumblebee arrives to the scene with Raph in his hands, and you could just tell by Prime's face that something just snapped inside of him. Like we all know, Prime was not gonna let this one slide, cause first cliffhanger and now Raph? Like Optimus does not mess around when it comes to the humans. I mean, someone had to stop Megatron's madness eventually. He was winning for way too long. Like even Bumblebee was about to crash out, but Rod Wave held him back before things got out of control. And then on top of all of this, Megatron has the audacity to hit this nefarious smirk. Like I don't know who's the bigger menace, Megatron or Thanos, because who in their right mind gets joy out of hurting little kids? You're weird, buddy. You're weird. And Megatron's aura alone was enough for Optimus to call in a space bridge for the Autobots to return back to safety. And then Megatron also decides to get back into a ship, but Megatron unknowingly made one huge mistake, which is to allow Ratchet and Optimus to climb onto a ship without anyone noticing. Now what Megatron should have done was fly away, but now he's given the Autobots access to a ship, which is the worst case scenario. You stupid. So now we cut back to base and we see Raph hooked up to life support, and everyone is just losing their minds, questioning if Raph is gonna make it out alive. But I know my guy Raph is in the gulag trying his hardest to win that 1v1, cause we all know if he loses that fight, he's not coming back. But hey, I'm not even worried, cause Nick A-15 is an elite gamer. He's definitely clutching up right now. But on the bright side, we see Optimus and Bulkhead putting in that work, taking out every enemy they see in their sight. And I don't know what's up with Megatron's ship, but it literally has the worst security. Cause bro, literally every time there's an intruder on Megatron's ship, they always sneak in with a free pass. Like I swear I could get onto Megatron's ship if I really wanted to. They need some new security guards. So Optimus commands Bulkhead to retreat back to base, and he tells Bulkhead that he's gonna handle this conflict all by himself against Megatron, cause obviously he can't allow any more damage to be caused by the Decepticons. And I knew Optimus Prime was about to get in his bag like Kyrie Irving when he pulled out this line right here.
Megatron must be destroyed.
That's why he's the enemy! That's why he's the GOAT!
So Optimus Prime enters the ship and immediately tells everyone what type of timing that he's on.
I've come here to give Megatron a spanking, and only for him alone.
Pause.
And then Optimus takes out his dual blasters, and this is where the real action really begins, because Prime starts catching bodies and sends 2 robots flying backwards. And I know as soon as everyone on the rest of the ship saw those 2 getting boomed, they left quicker than Usain Bolt at the 100-meter sprint. But hey, I don't blame them. I would run too if I saw an angry Optimus. Then Optimus calls out Megatron on the intercom and starts talking about,
I'm on your ship right now. Come here and face me and run my fade.
Like bro, come on, let's be real. This is the Optimus we were all waiting for to unleash. And hey, he might get out of control sometimes, we've seen that, but this is exactly the reason I watch Transformers for, moments like this. And before we get into the main event, I know some of you guys watching right now aren't subscribed, so if you guys can do me a small favor by hitting that subscribe button, that'll definitely brighten my day. And also, it's free to subscribe. I'm just putting that out there. So the scene kicks off with Megatron posed up near this volcano like he's the final boss, the last character you fight before beating the game. And look at Megatron's eyes. This man really came into this fight high off of that Dark Energon Za. I know he was fiending for his next dose, just look at him. And you know it was about to get real serious when Megatron himself told the entire ship that jumping is not allowed, just him and Optimus in a fair one-on-one isolation, no sneaking allowed at all. Then Optimus finally makes his entrance and walks out of the portal mad clean. Like I know I'm not the only one that was gassed when Prime pulled up on Megatron, because not only that, but they give us a Shakespeare level quote, the hardest one-liner since Avengers Infinity War. Not even Thanos can compete with this one.
One shall stand, and one shall fall.
Oh my god! Wow!
So the fight starts off with Optimus and Megatron skedaddling towards each other at full speed, getting ready to finally resolve their beef that's been going on for almost 2 decades. Like, this battle is literally the equivalent of Messi versus Ronaldo, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, Michael Jordan versus LeBron even, a legendary matchup that we will never forget. But anywho, Optimus and Megatron simultaneously swing at each other, exchanging brain damage like it's Adonis Creed versus Dane. And they smacked each other so hard that you could see fireworks coming from their heads. Like, I'm surprised Optimus's head didn't come off his body, cause look at how much larger Megatron's arm is compared to Optimus Prime's.
Oh, damn.
So Optimus Prime slides back from the impact and they get right to boxing, cause Optimus slaps Megatron's hand to the side, blocks his left arm, but Megatron counters by hitting Optimus with his weapon. And then he shoots his laser at Optimus, but he luckily avoids it, almost getting his face turned into straight scrap metal. Optimus and Megatron start shooting the air, missing each other completely. But then literally out of nowhere, this man Optimus pulls out a clean karate kick, but in response, Megatron hits this matrix dodge right in time. And then both of them proceed to blast each other point blank, getting sent a few meters backwards. And at this point, the fight is looking pretty even so far, but these boys are really going crazy right now, I'm not even gonna lie. So Megatron starts shooting cross-map lasers at Optimus Prime, but he easily deflects them with his blade and then proceeds to hit this Mario-ah hop into the air. Like, bro, look at how far he just jumped into the air. Optimus is really trying to put Megatron onto a t-shirt. What kind of acrobatic Olympic move did I just witness? But I do have to give props to Megatron, cause bro just stood there fearlessly, staring Optimus down while a whole sword is aimed right at his head. But suddenly, Megatron pulls out his blade and blocks Optimus Prime's blow and starts trash-talking him like any other villain would.
What was it they wrote? The weak shall perish?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Optimus and Megatron clash blades, and then Optimus hits an easy weave into a strong slash, but that's a block by Megatron. And then Optimus swings at his head, but he barely dodges it. And then both of them cancel each other's attacks. And bro, peep how Optimus Prime is standing. He has no reason to be hitting this Captain America app pose. You're not that guy, pal.
Trust me, you're not that guy.
And then the cameraman pans back to home base, and turns out Raph actually came back from the gulag alive and won his 1v1. Like, come on, that man Ratchet does not get enough credit for what he does. He was utilizing all of his brain capacity in order to pull off the operation. So we transition back to the fight where we see Optimus and Megatron spam the exact same move 2 times in a row. Like, bro, do you guys have any other moves in your arsenal? Cause y'all need to switch up the flow. I've seen that same generic sword swing like 80 times now. It's getting kind of old, don't you think? But this is where Megatron actually starts chefing up in the kitchen, cause he hits Optimus with a mean left hook into a powerful standing kick, making Optimus fly back to the other side of the battlefield. And you could tell that little sequence of attacks from Megatron pissed off Optimus quite a bit, cause he starts dashing at Megatron and then starts yelling like an animal. Alright, so Optimus Prime jumps off of this rock and rams straight into Megatron, setting himself up for a perfect finishing blow about to end Megatron's entire career. Optimus jumps off of the cliff and puts all of his brute force into this kick straight to Megatron's head, and I really wouldn't be surprised if Megatron has CTE right now, cause his head is getting done the worst way imaginable. And Megatron clearly had enough of Optimus Prime disrespecting him, so he tosses away Optimus like a pile of garbage, but then he sees that Megatron's face is completely cooked and he can't see properly. So Optimus takes full advantage of this opportunity and does not waste it, cause he rushes at Megatron and hits him with a Kendrick Lamar special. This man Optimus straight up starts cooking Megatron on a grill, cause he lands a few more fatal punches to the point where he's leaking dark energon. This man Megatron really chugged 10 gallons of precious dark energon for absolutely no reason. I would be mad too. So Optimus hits Megatron with a vicious Superman punch, laying out Megatron out like a doormat. And right as it seemed like Optimus Prime had the high ground, turns out he was at the bottom the entire time, cause Megatron stops Optimus Prime's blade with his eyes closed on some Michael Jordan type of timing. Like, if that isn't aura right there, I don't know what is. And bro, isn't it crazy how these two used to be brothers but now they're ops all of a sudden? Man, I really can't believe that they used to be homies back in the day on planet Cybertron. That has to be a fairy tale or something. So pretty much the fight ends with Megatron taking a part of Optimus Prime's sword and stabbing him right in the shoulder with it, and then both of them exchange blows, only for Megatron to hit this insane uppercut, making Optimus hit this "I believe I can fly" pose. And Megatron gets his get back by stepping on Optimus exactly how he did to him right before this. And yeah, this basically marks the end of season 1. So the scene kicks off with Jack and Smokescreen thinking of a plan to steal the Starsaber from Megatron's possession, but they have one problem, which is that they were sent with no backup on this mission. But then Smokescreen channels his inner Thanos and is like, fine, I'll do it myself, and leaves Jack alone like a lost child inside of a grocery store. Bro does not want to be there. And all of a sudden, we see Smokescreen going on a rampage, taking out every Decepticon that he lays his hands on, and even hits this Call of Duty slide cancel that had Megatron flabbergasted. But I can't lie, Smokescreen was moving a bit too clean for being a new recruit on the team, cause who taught him these moves, bro? I guess I wasn't familiar with his game. So Smokescreen runs over to the Starsaber that's stuck in the boulder, and he tries grabbing it out using all of his force, but the reason he failed to get a hold of the sword was because only a Prime can extract the Starsaber, which we all know to be Optimus Prime. And pretty much, he's the only one that can complete this job and put the team on his back like he's Lionel Messi. But things take a sharp decline because Smokescreen gets blasted in the back and gets surrounded by a bunch of Megatron's minions, putting Smokescreen in perfect jumping position. And also, we see Jack hiding behind some rocks like he's Gohan, trying his hardest not to get turned into mincemeat. And bro, whose idea was it to send Jack onto this mission? Cause look at this man, he's terrified. Ratchet, please send the ground bridge back to base. He does not belong here. He's like that one lost penguin in the middle of nowhere. So right as Megatron is about to end Starscream, he suddenly gets interrupted by the Autobots, who finally arrive to save Starscream and Jack from the Decepticons. Like it's about dang time. Where were you guys? And some of you guys may be asking, where's Optimus Prime? But here he is, cause we see him jump off a rock and then he transforms into robot form and grabs the Starsaber right in time. And then Optimus starts dangling with one arm. Like I don't know how Optimus didn't fall to the ground, but his grip must be immaculate, bro. Then Optimus Prime activates the Starsaber and starts floating down like he just got a star off of Super Mario Galaxy. Dun, 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 dun. I know some of you guys remember that game. It was peak. And bro, as soon as Megatron saw that sword light up, he knew it was time to evacuate the area and get up out of there. But to be honest, we all know Megatron is the very last person to run away from a fight. Cause yo, we're on the 20th episode of the season. I did not watch this long for nothing to go down. Cause why are you running?
Why are you running?
And before vanishing out of the scene, this man Megatron drops a rod wave-sized boulder which starts tumbling down Optimus Prime's direction. And when I was first watching this, I'm like, Optimus Prime, move out of the way, bro. You're not Indiana Jones. Unless you want to get turned into Flat Stanley, that's not a good idea. But to everybody's surprise, Optimus Prime slowly turns around and slices the boulder with one strike in an instant. I can feel it. He is cooking. Like, nah, this has to be the coldest moment in the entire series. Someone pass Optimus Prime his chain right now. He's him. Your favorite MC is not doing that in any single verse unless you're Goku or Frieza, bro. And then Optimus Prime shoots a wave at Megatron's ship, which makes the entire place shake like crazy. And this is the exact moment Megatron realized he was cooked deep fried. I mean, tell me the last time he made this face right here. Cause if I was one of Megatron's henchmen and I saw the level of fear on his face, I would have just switched teams and joined the Autobots. Like, I'm good. I'm not trying to get sliced apart like a watermelon. I would rather be a snake in the grass. I'm not even gonna lie. So fast forward a bit and we arrive in Egypt, where we have a little showdown between Megatron, RC, and Smokescreen, and pretty much he tells them to hand over the relic that they just collected or else they're gonna be reunited with Cliffjumper. But then Smokescreen is like, it's a 2v1, we can take him down easily.
Stop the cap.
And in response, Megatron pulls out a Starsaber of his own and immediately puts everyone into panic mode. But hey, Smokescreen is much better than me. I would have just handed Megatron the relic and told Optimus it was RC's fault. It's better than me getting kicked off the team at least. But Megatron said enough playing around, cause he hits him with a Beyblade, let it rip, and absolutely destroys Starscream and RC, laying out both of them on the ground. Like, someone call 911 right now. Where's the Cybertronian police at? Cause there's no way the Autobots actually thought they could handle Megatron, a 7-foot giant who's wielding a Starsaber. That's like the equivalent of putting Kai Cenat and The Rock inside of a boxing ring. He stands no chance. Then Smokescreen gets back up and says never back down, never give up, because he starts shooting at Megatron with his left arm, just for him to get swept away with a single wave from Megatron's Starsaber. Like, Smokescreen must have had Patrick Star take over his brain for a second, cause he should have just played dead on the floor. I know for a fact that if RC wasn't watching right now, he wouldn't even have attacked Megatron in the first place. Starscream, she does not want you, bro. And then Megatron picks up the relic and surprisingly spares RC for some reason. Like, I did not know Megatron had some good in him. If you're an evil person, it's not too late to change.
Tell Optimus Prime to meet me here and fight me like a real man. Winner takes the relic. Now get the hell out of my sight.
And before we talk about the legendary duel you guys are all here for, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It costs 0 cents to subscribe. I'm just putting out a quick reminder. But let the games begin. So the fight starts off with Obi-Wan and Anakin rushing in with their lightsabers. Wait, my bad, let me restart that line real quick. So the battle starts off with Megatron and Optimus sprinting in with their starsabers, to which Megatron lets out a wave, but Optimus instantly hops over, showing off why he's the LeBron James of Transformers with a 50-inch vertical. Like, that man is way too heavy to be jumping that high in the air. That's like the equivalent of DJ Khaled dunking a basketball. So Megatron unleashes another surge, but Optimus splits it apart. Then Megatron goes in for seconds, but Optimus lands a clean double jump, which results in a huge clash between the two. And bro, look at all of the aura that's radiating in the area. Like, I really thought I was watching Star Wars for a second, cause Transformers really stole their entire flow word for word, bar for bar. Then Optimus fires back with a wave of his very own, but then Megatron hits the cinematic block and avoids from taking any damage at all. Like, those animators were snapping in the studio when they made this fight, unlike Michael Bay when he directed his own fights, cause that man is cheeks. He can't even hold the camera without going 5 seconds without shaking. He needs to retire. Optimus and Megatron swing not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times and end up doing a bit of yapping, talking about the power of the cosmos, like we do not care. But then Megatron violently slams Optimus against the pillar while gripping onto his neck. And bro, look at Optimus, he does not look thrilled at all. If there's one thing you don't want to do, it's to piss off Optimus Prime. So Megatron gets clocked right in the face, but he was not tolerating that type of disrespect, so he retaliates back by sending a huge wave at Optimus, but he luckily rolls away. And that blow was so devastating that it split the entire pyramid in half. Like, Optimus Prime knew he had to end this fight right here or else the entire Earth would be doomed. Like, this man Megatron is a crash out. He almost just sent Optimus to oblivion over an Omega key. It ain't that deep. Stop it. Get some help. Then Megatron and Optimus rush in for round number 2, but both of them successfully block each other 3 times until Megatron finally cuts Optimus in the shoulder. And oh nah, look at how badly Megatron just scratched him. If I was Optimus Prime, I'm not letting that slide. As soon as you ruin my paint job, it becomes personal with me. Then Megatron continues with his corny villain speech, and then they clash once again, but Megatron hits a vicious backhand, sending Optimus to get a taste of that nasty sand. But ladies and gentlemen, here's where things get real serious in the span of 5 seconds, because they both swing at each other just for Optimus Prime's blade to shatter like a bunch of Lego pieces. Like, nah, there's something Optimus is not telling us right now, cause how is it possible for your blade to break even though Megatron was the one that made a bootleg Starsaber? Like, my guy Optimus must have caught this sword straight off of Temu for $5. Like, I know Alpha Trion was looking down mad disappointed, cause it got so bad that Optimus got on his knees and accepted his fate. He knew his career was over. But somehow, someway, this man Smokescreen appears with a relic right in his hand, which buys Optimus time to get back on his feet, and then he grabs Megatron's hand and then smacks him in the face. And Smokescreen, being a real one, you can always count on him, comes in to help Optimus Prime, but we all know how that ended last time. Like, stay on the ground, you don't deserve to get back up.
Sit your down.
So then Smokescreen falls back from the action, but then we see Optimus have a wrestling battle with Megatron, just like how they were fighting back in Transformers 1. But pause, this man is a freaky robot. I know you guys used to be best friends, but still, what is he trying to do with Megatron? This is not a sumo battle. But out of nowhere, Megatron strikes Optimus with a mean left hook, and right as Megatron is about to land the finishing blow, our guy Smokescreen comes in to save the day. Like, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Smokescreen needs an immediate raise. He's putting in way too much work for him not to be rewarded. How is he more useful than Bulkhead, RC, Bumblebee, and Jack combined? Like, Smokescreen is a top 5 character in Transformers Prime, no questions. So they call in a ground bridge, which allows for Optimus and Smokescreen to sneak away with the relic in their hands, which results in Megatron being stranded out alone and laughing like a maniac, just telling us his master plan. And I'm not gonna lie, if Smokescreen didn't appear right in time, Optimus Prime would have been cooked on the grill, so I gotta hand this fight to Megatron, cause he really had Optimus begging for mercy. He's washed. But basically, the episode ends with the Autobots returning back to home base and completing the mission successfully, but RC asks Smokescreen how he's still alive, and he tells RC that he survived because of the phase shifter, which allowed Smokescreen to pretty much be invincible when attacked. But hey, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you guys want to see me cover more TFP fights in the future, make sure to hit the subscribe button. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.